Hey! Hey! He's that good, isn't he? Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I actually pulled off an all-nighter last night. For whatever reason, my insomnia was getting the best of me and I was not able to fall asleep on the night of December 13 bleeding into December 14th. I was not able to fall asleep. So much so that by the time 9:30 a.m. rolled around, I, frustratingly in bed, not able to pass out, ended up turning on the Canucks game because, hey, wait a minute, the game is on. Whose bright idea was it to schedule a 9:30 a.m. game between the Vancouver Canucks and New Jersey Devils? Oh, it's the Hughes-a-palooza, as they say. Hughes-a-palooza, but no. There was only one Hughes playing. Jack is out, and Quinn's not a Vancouver Canuck anymore. So, this Hughes-a-palooza turned into a normal Sunday night game with no implications attached to it because it was just another early game. But we did see ourselves some very good performances out of this one. I saw the first few minutes of the game, I watched it, but then after the first period ended, I was like, look, I need to try to go to bed, try to go to sleep, see if I can get some sort of resemblance of rest for my poor, broken down and beaten up body, and yeah, I was able to get some sleep. Although when I woke up, it was already 1:30. And now I'm here, recording a post-game video for a game that ended just a few hours ago, a game that I only saw the first third of, but a game where we can actually say we had positive results because the Vancouver Canucks have defeated the New Jersey Devils 2-1. Can't say I didn't warn you, folks. The Vancouver Canucks are going to start winning games now, especially against teams like New Jersey when the Devils played last night. I don't know what this double thing going on with my voice is right now, but yeah, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. Let's do it! This game was important because it was the debut game for Liam Öhgren, Marco Rossi, and Zeev Buium, 3 of the 4 pieces acquired by the Vancouver Canucks in the Quinn Hughes trade with the Minnesota Wild. And I will say, from my limited sample of what I was able to go out there and watch, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Vancouver Canucks with these new lineup changes. For once, you know, this Canucks roster is starting to play like a team that knows that they can be a team. Not just a squad that's relying on one guy to do most of their offense and most of their heavy lifting. Like, imagine actually having a power play where the players can move around and the guy at the point doesn't just rip shots the entire time, which, I'm gonna be honest, Zeev Buium, he takes shots, but he doesn't take shots in the same way that Quinn Hughes does. With Quinn in the Vancouver Canucks lineup as of the past few games, it was starting to get really predictable what the Vancouver Canucks would do when their man advantages. They would start out, and then they'd break in, and then the puck would go back to Quinn, and he'd do a spin move, he'd go around a guy, and then he'd take a shot, and it would hit a shin pad, and then he'd come back out, and that would be the end of it. But with Zeev Buium, Vancouver Canucks' newest left-handed defenseman in the mix with Marco Rossi at center, we are seeing some extra layers to what Vancouver can do and what these players want to do, what they choose to do on the man advantage, and it pays off twice in the opening few minutes of the game. Vancouver takes a 2-0 lead in this hockey game in the first 6 minutes because of 2 power play goals. Jake DeBrusk just a minute in, and then Zeev Buium a few minutes later. Zeev. That's it, it's Zeev. Oh my goodness, man, this guy's gone out there as Vancouver's newest power play quarterback. I'll say, I'm kind of surprised that they actually went with him in that spot. You would expect, okay, well, this is going to be the start of the rest of the year, so it's going to be Phil Hronek who gets that first line, first unit production. No. They gave it to Zeev Buium. Marco Rossi at center, Zeev Buium on D. Buium sends it over to Connor Garland for his first Vancouver Canucks point. Garland drives it towards the front of the goal. DeBrusk picks it up, and he buries the loose change. 1-0 Vancouver just a few minutes in. And then, just a few minutes later, on another Vancouver Canucks power play, Liam Öhgren, by the way, gets involved in this one. He's the guy who draws the penalty, as Stefan Noesen buries him in the numbers in front of the Devils' bench. Vancouver gets a second power play in the first period because of that Noesen hit. And guess what? It's Zeev Buium who takes the puck. He pounces onto it, charges down the left side, throws a puck towards the front of the goal, and then it bounces in off of a New Jersey D-man. It's a 2-0 game. Zeev Buium gets a goal and an assist to open things up with the Vancouver Canucks. Marco Rossi, Liam Öhgren were there too. I saw pretty good things out of all of them. Buium, the way he moves and the way he is able to attack the offensive zone, the confidence that he plays with, there's a lot of it, and there's so much to enjoy while watching Zeev Buium suited up and walk around. This guy has the makings of being a #1 defenseman in the National Hockey League. Quinn Hughes level? I don't know about that, but we'll see. Marco Rossi playing at center for Vancouver. Oh boy, am I reminded just how much I loved watching Marco Rossi play. Watching this guy with the Ottawa 6-7s back in the OHL in 2019-20, where he was a double point per game guy. His draft eligible season just got me so excited to think about what this guy could be able to do at the NHL level. And now in a Vancouver Canucks sweater, we're starting to see some of that. The zone entries, the smoothness, the in, the out, the dropping it back. Marco Rossi is a stud, and this guy can make some really nice passes. He plays a very puck-facilitating, puck-forward game, and we saw a lot of that in this opening game here. Just the confidence, picking up pucks, swooping around, dropping it back, setting up guys. He almost had a few interesting opportunities, but unfortunately it'll take him a little longer to get his first Canucks point. And then Liam Öhgren, who probably played well enough to stick around with the Vancouver Canucks for the rest of the year. Of course, it's one game, but I think Öhgren is at the point of his career where he kind of needs to stay at the National Hockey League level, just get his feet under him, just continue to get going. He needs to be able to find that confidence. And I think ultimately, with him getting more set in place with a role on this team, he'll be able to play into it. He can be a scoring winger. He can be a guy with some chemistry with Lekaramaki, so there can be some nice combinations there long term. Once Elias Pettersson comes back, once Nils Höglander comes back, you could have a pretty good unit of Swedes going out there and hanging out. It'd be like the old days. Instead of Sedin, Markey, Edler, Louis, you can have Petey, Wilander, Hoggy, Öhgren, and Lekaramaki. You can one-up the old Canucks numbers. So, lots to like out of this game. Lots to like out of that first period. Luke Hughes ended up scoring in the second to get New Jersey back on the board. So it was a 2-1 Vancouver win. Hughes-a-palooza? Nah, the pseudo-quasi-Hughes-a-palooza. Vancouver, honestly, the way they played today, just noting that they're not just deferring to one guy, that they do have what it takes to be a pretty evenly ran hockey team. I do question with this defense and this goaltending, are they actually going to finish last? I'm not sure, honestly. They could very well put themselves in a spot to actually have a decent run. And I'm not thinking about, they're going to make the playoffs or whatever, but this team might be in a spot to actually do some good work. And that does worry me to an extent because I want to see Vancouver get a good draft pick, but hey, if Zeev Buium is going to get 2 points a game for the rest of the season, I'd be down with that too. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Vancouver versus New Jersey. Zeev Buium got a goal and an assist. That's wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.